guess when you get to these things and people end up talking about you a bit too nice, which I don't normally do. I guess it's just a chance for me to say thanks, and I said it to the lads last night, and I meant it. Thanks for everyone for making it what it was. I've loved every minute of it so far.
Excuse me.
You seem very calm and sort of collected all the time. You know, just keep your feet on the ground. How do you manage to do that after all, 20 years old and you're surrounded by the other England players?
Oh, I don't know. You've got to focus on your job all the time. If you take your eye off it, you're not going to do your job to the best of your ability, and I guess that's why you've got to concentrate all the time on it.
I remember being nervous, obviously more than I'd ever been before, probably from midweek. Kind of didn't know it any different back then, and I remember being pretty proud when singing the anthem for the first time. And I can remember wanting to make an impact in the game. I think I gave a penalty away because I was offside, or I tackled someone that didn't get the ball, trying to make an impression, which was the wrong thing to do. And it was a fairly scrappy game, but it was a new team that was coming together, and it felt like a good win. So yeah, I was pretty proud. I can remember sitting down with my dad before the game. He was obviously involved in the coaching at the time, and just having a chat with him about how to get the best out of yourself in big games. I can't really remember what was said, but I can remember that conversation happening. Yeah.
That's just the start for us. We came out here, we worked unbelievably hard for each other. That's what we've worked on the last couple of weeks, is getting together and bonding as a team, and we really want to fight for each other.
My first cap song was Oasis, Rock and Roll Star.
How does that go?
How's it go?
I'm Owen Farrell. I'm going to take you into the England Junior World Cup camp. Hopefully this fellow will rip up and score lots of tries tomorrow. Elliot.
Hello.
And Mako. Not so much Mako scoring so many tries, but Elliot.
I obviously heard the name and realised that he came from some pedigree. His father was obviously a legend in his own right. First impression was very skillful, always had the ball in his hands, just like playing rugby. You could see there was just something about him that was a little bit different. For a young age, he was very mature in the way he spoke and played the game.
Obviously, I was a massive Saracens nose when I was growing up, and Andy Farrell signing for Saracens was like Christmas Day, hearing that, and then hearing that he had a son around my age was pretty cool too. So I was really excited to meet Owen, and my first impressions of him were I couldn't believe how big he was. As soon as I met him, I realised that he was something incredibly special, and I don't necessarily just mean as a rugby player. He's this guy who is incredibly competitive, and it's been said thousands of times about how competitive he is, about how hard he works, which is all absolutely correct, but I think the thing that struck me is how personable he is. Quite a shy kid, quite a shy bloke now still, I think. It takes a little while to break down the barriers, but once you do, you've got a truly amazing person in there as well. As a 14-year-old, I thought I was the bee's knees. I thought I was an amazing rugby player. And then it wasn't until I met Owen that I realised actually I've got a long way to go. He showed me what being driven was. He showed me what being skillful was. He showed me what it took fundamentally to be a rugby player at the top level, and that was as a 14-year-old. And it made me reevaluate absolutely everything. And he's continued to show me what it takes every day for the last 15 years since then.
Yeah, head out 40, yeah, 40, head out here. Hit jig. Hit Josh! No go Maro! Go Maro! Go Sting! Yeah! Go!
Over the past 10 and a half years, I'd hope I've got better in most areas. This is the thing for me going forward. I hope I've got better, and I hope I continue to get better, but while still being me, whilst not losing sight of how I feel and how I am when it comes to how passionate I am about the game. And as I said, I think I have changed a lot, but I still love it. I think last year being injured quite a bit, not necessarily made it, intensified it, but yeah, it made me appreciate it that bit more, I think, because I really didn't enjoy watching everybody else, and I almost didn't feel part of it.
We want some control when we come back from flying the flag, yeah? We want to play these conditions. This could be what it's like at the weekend in terms of slippery for come night time, eh? So let's be ready. Let's make sure we get what we want out of this session. Let's be accurate, right? Pile the pressure on.
People see what happens at a weekend. People don't see what happens every day. That's why I think the opinion that matters the most are the people that do see what goes on daily. And obviously the test at the end of the week is the game, of course it is, and that's where you've got to get the best out of yourself, and that's where you've got to perform. But that's not to say that when you've got experience that you still can't make mistakes. That's not to say that you're going to get it right every time. That's not to say that you're all of a sudden going to become this person that you're not. But as I said, I think everybody that's here is working on being better, but we also want them to be themselves. I used to worry about probably stuff that I'd said, overanalyse things, take it home and think about it too much. I think I'm a bit better at that. I think I still think about the game a lot. I still think about what's coming up. I still think about every aspect of it really, and that's more so because I'm passionate about it. That's more so because I love it. Like, I'm not saying that I'm perfect at it and that I can drop everything and accept everything now, but I am better at it, but while still being very passionate about what I do. So I do still think about it a lot.
We've got this meeting tonight. Traditionally, we've gone to ask you what you think, and we stay quiet for a minute, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and then the same people end up talking again. Then we get on with it. Right? I want you to have a think about it. I want you to think where you're at. I want you to share it with the group. We'll make sure we're all on the same page. We'll bring it all together tonight.
I think for all sportsmen and women, what you see on the 80 minutes or what you see at the weekend isn't necessarily a reflection of how you are as a human and what you do throughout the week and how you are. He's an absolute competitor on the field. The standards that he lives by and drives every day is absolutely huge. I think the bits that no one sees is the bits he does throughout the week, the connecting with people, the time he spends away from the field with his teammates. You can always have a good laugh with Owen. I think he makes a wonderful captain because you got the people skills and the ability to switch off and connect to people, and you've also got the guy when he needs to flick the switch, drive standards, drive the team forward, and be that unbelievable competitor.
2, 2, 1. That's one pass. Squeeze him. Dive. And again.
For every ounce of competitiveness that he is equally as empathetic, and he carries things constantly with him. He's constantly trying to put the team first, and the way that he drives standards, sometimes he's hard on people, but the more that you get to know him, the more that you realise everything that he does is to make sure that the team is at its best. I think the impressive thing for me is that he finds different ways to motivate the team constantly, and he is constantly trying to evaluate different ways of getting through to people. The way that he's developed, since becoming a dad, I think has probably calmed him down a little bit. The way that he goes about his business is just incredibly impressive, and he's a real driver for the team going forward.
Since becoming a dad, it has helped. Well, it's helped and not helped in other ways. Sleep's been different, but no. Obviously, not just that. My wife being very supportive as well, but still comes another thing that you love doing, and another, I guess, passion. It's quite hard being anywhere else when you're at home. Obviously, I love being a dad, and it's a big part of us as a family now. So yeah, it's brilliant.
His experience for the younger players coming in, showing them what it means to be, or what it takes to get to the high level, and what it takes to play for England, and then giving a clear direction of how we want to be as a team.
Yes, River.
testing his back out, aren't you? Huh? Testing your back rotation.
It's a squat I've not been in.
Can we go with the pose? You want the pose? We want the pose. Here we go, guys. You know the pose. You know the pose. That's terrific. We'll take two more.
When I kick, you see the two J's that link together. It's a charity that's joined Jack. Jack's a little boy whose dad, Andy, played with my dad at Wigan. And he's got something called Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which is a brutal disease. And it started a lot in rugby league. People doing the sign when they scored a try and trying to raise awareness for what is definitely was an unknown disease. And I don't score too many tries, so an easy thing for me to do was to do it after I kick. So it was a no-brainer, really. Obviously, when you know the people and you see how much affects, not just affects, you see the fight that Jack's mum and dad's had since Jack was diagnosed. The main thing is to find a cure, to help these kids, to help Jack. The charity's grown an enormous amount, but still fighting to make sure that happens.
Right, boys, ready for this, eh? Ready for this. So I reckon I've coached maybe 150 tests. I've never seen a team more ready for it.
The last time we played New Zealand, the boss came up with a plan of not just standing there and receiving the haka. He wanted to do something a bit different, and the lads are on board with it. And obviously the crowd got pretty behind it as well. Everybody says that I was stood there smirking as if, I don't know, I was being cocky or something, but I don't think I was. I was thinking this is the only place that I want to be. We're in a World Cup semi-final against New Zealand, about to play the biggest game I've ever played in. The smile that was on my face was that I can't wait, and taking wherever it went after that. I think in terms of the occasion this weekend, because it's such a big team occasion, it makes it a lot easier to just be fully engaged in that, and that's what I can't wait for this weekend. Is the exciting bit for me is not the personal bit, it's about where this team can go in terms of performance at the weekend, and hopefully that we show that on Saturday.
Play 100 games in country, you've got to be tough, you've got to be self-driven, and you've got to understand the most important person in your career is you. The most important person, most influential person is you. Owen's got everything out of himself. There's still more to go, mate, though, isn't there? There's still more to go.
Owen, I'm sure, won't really want it about him at all. He'll want to just go out there and perform and do his role for the team. But I really hope that he's able to enjoy at least that running out, the ovation that he so richly deserves, and that moment at least, before he goes straight into business. And I think as a team, we want to do all we can to make it an even more memorable day for Owen.
It truly is an incredible achievement. It's something that I would say he certainly deserves. Owen has worked so hard to be in a position to run out leading the team against the All Blacks on Saturday. It gives me goosebumps talking about it, and there's going to be a lot of talk around it. Rightly so, he deserves all the credit that he gets, and to be completely honest with you, I'm just a really proud friend. I count myself very lucky to be there, to be hopefully on the field with him at some point, but that whole day should be around him and a celebration of what has been a hugely incredible career, and the exciting thing for me is that there's plenty more to come.
Right, Jack. Okay. Is it the World Cup final last night? Yeah. All right. Is it? Hello. Right, I'm just going checking this picture. See you in a sec.
I'm unbelievably proud of where I'm from. I care about that. I'm glad I've got to represent our country. I want us to do well. I want us to see where we can take it. I want us to be the best that we possibly can be. Hopefully that continues for a long time.
Over the 15.
Oh, and in goes Papali'i, and it's a gift. And New Zealand have been handed 7 points in the 4th minute. Cody Taylor, who himself has had his problems this season on the rugby pitch, getting back to his best form. Some of the big fellas coming in. Cody Taylor's there. Has he got it down? And the referee says yes.
No going on your own. We do it together. We go after them together. We go after these points together. We get back on side together. Everything. It's got to be as a team now. Otherwise, it won't work, boys. Yeah. We're going through together. Boys!
Bowden Barrett, that kick pass once again in space, and look at Ioane, and Ioane's a real sprinter. Johnny May's coming across, but May can't get there, and Ioane gets the try. Marcus Smith, and Smith is through, tries to go himself. In the end, he's cut down by his opposite number, and once again England are into the New Zealand 22. And not for the first time. It's a penalty offence from New Zealand.
Well, it's got to be a card as
well.
well.
There may be ramifications. I think you're right, Dowie. And they've got over, and it looks like they got it down. They're appealing.
First of all, we will check after if there is a try, yes or no. But first, no clear release, close to the goal line on a line break. So first, you go. I will award the try.
Henry Slade, Ribbons, great offload, now there's space for England, now they're starting to flow. Freddie Stewart getting through Moana, here's Ben Youngs, on to Mako Vunapola, the tackle from Whitelock, Youngs again, Stewart! Crescendo. Slade out to Porter. England are within 5. The clock says we're approaching the final minute. David Ribbons. What a finish. Vunapola. Who would have thought? England within a matter of inches of a possible draw here. Ben Youngs up there. Stewart. Will they be satisfied with the draw? They are. Marcus Smith fires it into touch.
My head's about soft.
asked for before was utter belief. Utter belief. I'll tell you what, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you the way that you believe all the way through. Because we didn't get much back at the start, did we? We didn't get much back, but we still believed. And we knew we could come back. Brilliant fight. I'm telling you boys, we're only just scratching the surface. We are. We've got to stick at it. We've got to get better. We've got to keep getting more together. And I'm telling you boys, it's going to be a special year for us kids. Alright? Well done boys.
Hey Tommy!
Everyone talks about sacrifice, but it's not sacrifice. It's not sacrifice for me. I'm doing what I love. As I said before, I'm doing what I'm passionate about. Sacrifice comes from the people that are around you. You know, my family, you're away from home for bits, and my wife looks after 2 young children, and my family are obviously away in Ireland, in Dublin, with my dad's career as well. So I think it's important for them to enjoy it. Yeah.
Say hello.
I'm Bodie. Nice
Tommy.
to meet you.
Tell him your name.
Tommy. I
Tommy.
like your jersey, that's cool.
Yeah, it's good.
It's awesome. What did you on the back?
Alright. You coming in? Can we change your room? Good.
Here he is, two-time hero, Farrell. He's lethal.
Squeeze ball over the line.
Honestly, I thought I was 10
What are you doing? You're the sketchiest try scorer ever.
Honestly, I thought I was 10
Both
metres
tries you presented back over the line.
I thought I was 10 metres away from the try line. I was going for the squeeze ball.
Over your career, mate, you've stepped up to the big occasion, and you love occasions like this, and you did that today. And I know how much it means to you to play for this team. I know how much it means to you to represent England. I know how much it means to you that your family are here today, making them proud, and I know that they are. But we're all proud of you as well, mate. I know that I am. You've been unbelievable, mate, and yeah, sorry, I'm proud. I am very proud of you, mate, and like Eddie said the other day, this is only the start, mate. There's plenty to come, so congratulations, mate. We've got a small bottle of Bollinger for you.
To win 100 caps, to play for your country on that many occasions is a remarkable achievement, and well done, and you could deserve this with the greatest pleasure.
I guess it's just a chance for me to say thanks, and I said it to the lads last night, and I meant it. Thanks for everyone for making it what it was. I've loved every minute of it so far. Thanks to my family who's here, Georgie, for putting up with us. It's not easy, and I said thanks to the lads and to the staff, especially those that's been here a long time. You know, they've been on it with us and backed us, and yeah, that's the most important thing to me, is being grateful for that, and not just that, about where we're going, where we're taking it. The most exciting thing for me is where this team can go. I just mentioned it, but we're only scratching the surface, boys, and can't wait to be a part of where we're going to take this from now on. Cheers.
Hey, I'm just on behalf of us as a team, I would love to do this in an after match, but I know we don't have one. We've got a bottle of the New Zealand's finest Pinot for you. It's for you to drink with your lovely wife or some of the boys here and enjoy it. So we've got all our 100 gamers that have signed it. So just as a sign of respect from us as a team to you, mate. Well done.